Hey everybody, welcome to New Zealand's Biggest Gap here. In this challenge, we're trying to do 365 activities all around New Zealand in 365 days. And today we're going to check out an epic bird sanctuary right in the heart of the Marlborough Sound. It's the Motuara Islands. This morning we are waking up to the song of the cicadas, which are all over Marlborough at the moment. And today we have an awesome wildlife activity. We are boarding the Beachcomber cruise to Motuara Bird Sanctuary.
It's a glorious sunny day as we head on this boat cruise with Beachcomber Cruises, and it's not long before we get our first unexpected wildlife encounter.
The boat is surrounded by a huge pod of bottlenose dolphins. They have been hanging out in the Marlborough Sound since a few days. If you remember yesterday on our Lockmara video, we actually saw the very same pod on the water. Our skipper is slowing down the boat to give us plenty of time to admire those amazing sea creatures. And they're really not scared of the boat because they are one of the biggest species of dolphin in the world. They are not really threatened by such a big boat as ours, and they come really up close, which is really awesome and a great way to start our adventure.
Oh my god, it tickles so much! Oh my god, I can't believe this cicada hitched a ride with me onto the boat. But this cicada is about the same size as a small mouse, so as you can imagine, rodents actually can jump into your bag, and it's worth checking before entering a pest-free island like this one.
Laura is taking some pictures behind me. So we just arrived on Motuara Islands, and turned out that the weather has changed quite dramatically since we've been on the track.
Yep, what started off as a sunny day in Picton has now turned into a little bit of a chilly one, so it's always best to be prepared when you're out and about in New Zealand. Speaking of out and about, we're barely on the track 10 minutes and we have found a very interesting location on Motuara Island. There's a little watering hole surrounded by some seating areas, which indicates this is a good place to hang out for a while. And sure enough, it really is, as we see heaps and heaps of native birds.
As soon as a robin exits, it's to make place for a much bigger bird, which is the South Island saddleback. It's a really cool bird, and this one is a juvenile because it doesn't have its saddle yet. The adult actually have some red feather on their back, looking a little bit like a saddle, giving it its name. The saddleback is actually a pretty rare bird on the South Island of New Zealand, and the North Island saddleback is even rarer. But the robins are back. And I'm not just talking about myself. Motuara Island is world famous for a ton of South Island robin. It's really cool to see them up close at this watering hole. One of the really awesome stuff that we can see in this watering hole is to see them doing their morning routine. They're basically using it as a bathroom. They need to keep their plumage very well maintained because their feathers are waterproof, and that's what keeps them dry in such a rainy country like New Zealand.
Meanwhile, in the tree canopy, we can see what I think is a female bellbird, which are famous for their beautiful songs. With all this amazing bird life going on around us, we really don't care that we're missing out on the fact that there's a walk up to the summit on this island where you can actually get some of the best views of the Marlborough Sounds. But for us, we are complete bird nerds and we are having way too much fun watching all the birds around this watering hole. It's cuteness overload as we're watching these little South Island robins washing themselves. But what's also really cool about these birds is just how close they get to us without really being scared of us. Or maybe it's because a robin knows when it sees another robin.
So here we have robin, meet robin.
New Zealand birds have evolved completely isolated from the rest of the world, meaning that they haven't had the same threats as other birds, like land mammals that are likely to hunt them down. So that's why they are really not scared to come this close to us and even hop onto our shoes. So on top of the robins and the saddlebacks that we've already shown you, we actually see a lot more birds that we didn't get a chance to film. For instance, we see bellbirds, grey warblers, we see wood pigeons and a type of parrot called a parakeet or a kakariki, and we also see a lot of fantails. Although we didn't make it all the way to the summit of Motuara Island to see those views, we feel that this is an hour well spent watching those amazing birds. But our boat is due to come any moment, so we head back down to the jetty and head on to our next destination.
While Laura is proudly showing me all her pictures, we are now heading towards Ship's Cove, which is really famous in New Zealand for both the English and the Maoris. For the English, it was one of the favorite bays for Captain Cook during his 3 voyage around New Zealand. And for the Maori, it was actually one of the places that Kupe, which was one of the earliest Maori explorer, visited. It's an absolutely amazingly historical place for New Zealand. There is monuments representing both the Maori and the English heritage of the area, and there is also some awesome benches shaped like wakas, which are the Maori war canoes. But obviously the thing that interests us the most is the wildlife, and we are quickly greeted by a lovely little weka, which is not a kiwi bird, it's the tourist kiwi bird, just because it really looks like a kiwi bird, but it's not really one. And this wraps up our last day exploring the beautiful Marlborough Sound. We have one more day in Picton tomorrow. We don't have a plan just yet, and then we're back on the North Island.
And here we have the wild robin in the watering hole. This is his bass. Wild bum, native to France. Travelled long way to get here. Come early this season.
Alright, so in this section of the video, I usually go over all the comments that you guys had the first time we published it. But first up, I would like to tell you that Motuara Island is really a really good place to visit because it's such a protected area. But if you decide to go there, please be mindful about all the pest control that there is there, and make sure that you abide by all the regulation there. Like, we have seen quite a few people since we published this video reporting that that some travelers were just not behaving in the right way when discovery and traveling into one of these sanctuary. So just be aware of that. It's something which is really dear to our heart here in New Zealand, so please do respect it. Alright, so let's go to something a bit more cheerful and let's check out the comments. So Mitch Swift Travel and Dive video really did enjoy watching the birds having a shower. They say that was very nice. We were really lucky to just literally sit right here, put the camera on and really enjoy it. It was absolutely perfect, and I am so not regretting sticking by that little watering holes right here and enjoying all the birds coming super close to us. And we also have Anna Witter, which actually explains why we did not regret that. She calls us bird nerds, and she love it. And she said I had a robin to robin instead of a heart to heart. That's a cute way to say it. Yeah, no, we really do like birds. And to be fair, you've got to love birds in New Zealand because, well, most of the native wildlife in New Zealand are birds. So if you're not into birds, well, you're gonna miss out a little bit. Now, if you guys are planning your own trip to New Zealand and you want a bit of help, you can join us on Patreon. For less than the price of a cup of coffee a month, you can get all hands-on help into planning your trip to the country. There is no obligation to stay for too long, so you can just literally stay on board for only 1 month, and you will have access to a secret Facebook group where we hang out every single day, and you also have extra live session because yes, we do live sessions right here on YouTube. So even if you don't want to join us on Patreon, join us during one of our live sessions. It's at 8 AM on Sunday New Zealand time every single week, and you can ask us all your questions about traveling in New Zealand. So make sure to hit like and subscribe to be notified for that. If you want to pick our brain 24/7 though, we sometimes do sleep, but you can check nzpocketguide.com. It is New Zealand's largest travel guide. It's all free of charge, so you may want to give it a bit of a Google thingy and try to find out the website, because it's an encyclopedia of traveling in New Zealand. I can tell you that there's thousands and thousands of articles, and we work so hard in keeping it up to date and making sure that you have all the content you want. It's a lot of work, but damn, we absolutely love it. All right, so we have more videos for you this week. There is plenty more coming over. So yeah, if you want to join us, it's like and subscribe. It's a free way to reward all our hard work. And I'm gonna be gone now. Travel safe, stay awesome. We love you. Bye bye.